To get started, begin by plugging in the power cord and foot control. It's all in one. Go ahead and put your foot control on the floor, and then let's go ahead and find our on-off switch on the side of the machine. When this machine was opened up, it has thread in it, so I'm going to lift up the presser foot in the back and then pull this out and cut the thread. We want to pull out, I see red thread in the top, might be wrapped around, there we go, and I'm pulling it all the way out. And I see I've got yellow thread in the bobbin. But first thing we want to do is show you how to thread the machine and use we're going to need to put a spool cap on. Our accessories will go through, but they're in the little front, little slide-on extension table here. I'm going to get a bobbin out and a spool cap here. So one bobbin, and a spool cap. So when you're working with thread, you do want to pick thread that is of a quality type. If it's older, it's been in a sewing box for years and years, that's something that's really not going to serve this machine well. It really deserves, and so does your project, good quality thread. When you have a thread that you're laying down, like anything that's cross-wound, that needs a little spool cap. That's why I wanted to reach in there and get that. Now, for winding a bobbin, what we're going to do is we're going to follow the directions for going around with the dotted line here. The dotted line is going to take us around the pre-tensioner. Now this is something we use only for winding bobbins. We don't use this with the regular threading of the machine. Go ahead and go all the way around and then take your bobbin, and we want to go through one of the holes from the inside out. So I've threaded from the inside and that thread is coming out the top. I'm going to go ahead and put that bobbin onto the bobbin winder. Engage it and hold the thread above it with your fingers and step on the foot control. As you wind, the thread will break off and then you don't have to hold it any further. It will stop when the bobbin is full. So just go ahead and wind a nice full bobbin across. That way we can not run out in the middle of our projects. Definitely a good thing to have there. All right, there you go. So once it kind of stops spinning, then you can go ahead and clip that off. And then slide it back, lift your bobbin up, and then let's go ahead and thread the machine next. We're going to undo it from the pre-tensioner here. Come across, there's a guide right in front of the spool cap that's on the machine. And then go ahead and come underneath that back little guide. We're coming towards this. We also want to make sure that the presser foot is up when we're threading the machine. Come underneath where the white arrow is. And then next, we're going to go in on the right side all the way to the back and down on the left side. And that's going to hook it in. If it doesn't, make sure your take-up lever is all the way at the highest point. That makes a difference. And then slide on down. There's a guide right at the top of the needle. And then just cut yourself a nice little straight edge. And then for a little extra help, I always lower the presser foot and then thread the needle through. Notice there's a white part on the back of the foot that will help you see the hole, which is really nice. Lift up the presser foot. Next, we're going to go ahead and take this little table off. It is a place where all the accessories stored, which is kind of nice. And then pull out the bobbin case. The bobbin case is great when you use it with your left hand. This little latch is perfect for left-handers. So if you're right-handed, become left-handed while using this machine. That keeps the little finger straight up and down when we go to put it back in. As we switch on over to our green thread of our bobbin, the key is making sure your bobbin is coming, or the thread is coming off the right side of your bobbin. Drop it in, and then find on the side of the bobbin where there's this little groove. Your groove is going to drop down just a small amount, and then you want to run the thread beside the bobbin case and all the way down into this little C area. Once the thread is there, it doesn't matter which side of this little finger it sits on, but once you get a hold of this latch, watch, it locks it in so your bobbin won't fall out. So always use the latch, this little handle, and then make sure it goes straight in. That little finger has a little home at the top, so make sure that it is pushed in all the way, that finger has kind of clicked in. It doesn't always click in, but it just sits in there, and make sure that it doesn't fall out. Now to bring that bobbin thread up, hold your top thread and turn your hand wheel towards you, always towards you. Bring the needle up and then bring the take-up lever all the way up to the highest position. We'll talk about that, why it's so key that if you start and stop with this at the highest point when you take your fabric out, when you're done with your seam, everything will work perfectly when you're sewing. I remember that was the first thing my mom taught me when I went and started learning how to use the sewing machine. Okay, let's just test this out. Lower the presser foot down. We are on a straight stitch with the center needle position, and we're ready to sew. If we want to use a reverse button, just hold that down, and once we release it, it will come on up. When the needle stops down, just turn the hand wheel, bring that to the highest point, lift up the presser foot, and you have a little cutter on the side of the machine. You can use it from front to back or from back to front, whichever is easiest for you. Now when your seam is sewn, if it looks the same on the front as it does on the back, you have done it correctly.